You also, I mean, you're a co-author. I mean, we have to talk about it. Zoltán Dörnyei. I I have to admit, and I was talking to Katarina earlier in the show before we actually started recording. I had Zoltan on my list of guests for the podcast, and it came to me as a shock when I heard of his passing. But I just wanted to kind of like make this episode some sort of a tribute or pay honor to his contributions to second language education in general, to the field of psycholinguistics, because as we all know, I mean, he was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, I've never seen anyone publish so much. And I always often wondered, how does he find the time to teach and to write and to present? Like, how? So I think the question I have for you, Katarina, is what was it like to write and to work with Zoltan, since you are also at the University of Nottingham, where he has been for a while now, or was for a while?
Yeah, I think you put it very well. With a force to be reckoned with. No, he's the thing with Zoltan is that he spent most of his career talking about motivation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the man himself was actually just a very motivational person.
Exactly.
Um, I would go into a meeting thinking, we're not going to make any of our deadlines. This isn't, we're so behind. I think it was the summer and the manuscript was due in October or something like that. And it was early summer, and I thought we're supposed to write two books, and we have like 60,000 words of the second book of stories, but we don't have basically anything of lessons. I've never written a book before. I don't know how long this takes, but it seems to me like it should take longer than a few months. I go into this meeting and he goes, "Oh yeah, so we can just write a chapter in a couple of days and then we can move on to the next one." And I was like, I'm sorry, did he just say to write a chapter in 2 days? Because not that's not but somehow you he persuades you. He's like, "No, this is going to be great. We've got it all here, and we're doing fine, and this is wonderful." And then you do it and you're like, "Oh, okay, that's I guess we did do it somehow." Which I would recommend anyone out there who's thinking of writing a book, please do give yourselves longer to write things. But also, if you can, find a really, really motivational and positive co-author. And I think the thing with this project that I was really lucky about was that it was almost like a pet project for him.
Mm.
Because it rose sort of out of the pandemic. We were all in this very strange, like, liminal space of what kind of happens when you're at home for all this time. And I think for someone like Zoltan, who was so productive, I think he was probably sitting there like, okay, great, I have all this time to write, but let's do something fun. And so he just brought so much of this energy to the project because he was so excited about it. And I mean, even in some of his last emails to me, he said that this project was like one of the most exciting ones that he had worked on, and that he was just really happy to bring it to fruition. Because I think at the end of the day, I think the idea of like native like standards has been used negatively for a lot of people, in a lot of different situations. But I think the thing that he wanted to bring back to the table was that, okay, yeah, we shouldn't expect everyone to climb Mount Everest, right? Like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
unsustainable, and why would you want to? But also, there's something really valuable and interesting about people who have climbed Mount Everest, about NBA players, about Michael Jordan, that is fascinating and motivational, and we can learn from
Mm-hmm.
them, right? And I think that's kind of what he wanted to bring to this project.